I mean, I didn't think it's gonna get this bad. I thought they're gonna get sued. I didn't think he's gonna actually like. Okay, I've never heard about this. Is this?
When on October 17th, 2014, the members of 4 Minute started to perform at a small concert in Seoul.
Oh wait, I think I've heard about this. Maybe.
They had no idea that the beautiful night would turn into the most tragic moment of their career. 16
Shit.
people who came to cheer for the group fell into a shaft, and none of them made it out alive. This
What? Hold up, what?
moment of their career. 16 people who came to cheer for the group fell into a shaft, and none of them made it out alive. This
Bro.
tragic incident marked the history of K-pop forever. How it happened. The tragedy.
Yeah, I wanna know, dude. What did you like? Did you not secure the area that the concert's gonna be at?
Place in Songnam, a place south of Seoul, on October 17th, 2014. The special small concert of 4 Minute was held as a part of a festival at Pangyo Techno Valley.
Okay.
At the place of the concert, there was a ventilation shaft covered by a grate, which became the main
Oh my
cause
God.
of this tragedy. The concert
It probably just like caved in because they didn't secure it properly, and like 16 people probably was too heavy for it to
had just
handle it.
started, but the fans of 4 Minute tried to see the girls perform from a better angle, so they got up on the shaft, which was a bit raised, and provided them with a better view.
Oh,
At
man.
first, it was just a few fans, but then from 700 people, about
Oh, and they probably were like jumping. Yeah.
30 fans climbed up the shaft and eagerly watched 4 Minute perform. Unfortunately, as the dedicated fans danced along and jumped to the beat of the music, the grate covering the shaft let
Bro.
loose, and these fans fell through. Around 5 p.m., they fell down 3 floors, and most of them took their last breath that very second. One fan who witnessed the whole tragedy spoke to reporters and shared, "There was a sudden loud screaming, and when I turned, it
Damn.
looked as if
I mean, 3 stories, that's a lot. I don't know if you can survive that. You would have to be like very lucky. You'll probably break every bone in your body.
people were being sucked down into a hole." In pictures from before the accident, you can see that the grate covering the shaft was already getting
Fuck, dude, imagine you go to your favorite like performer and you just want to see them better, you know, and it just
loose and bending down
your
as
last
more
day.
people got on top of it. Although many
Yikes.
reports from the day of the incident claim that there were from 20 to 30 people standing on it, The Fact, which is a Korean media outlet, reported that 25 people fell through the shaft. What comes as an even greater surprise is that
25
4 Minute
fell,
and most
16
of the fans
dead?
present at the concert had no clue that the incident happened. Cube Entertainment, which was a label of 4 Minute, released an official statement regarding the situation in which they claimed there was no way to measure the amount of grief in our hearts. The members and the staff did not know what had happened during their performance and only learned
Damn.
of the incident on their way back to
I
Seoul.
mean, it's kind of the fault of the organizers as well, you know, like you would think you would secure that, you know?
We hope no more people get hurt because of this incident. At the time of this statement, 16 people lost their lives due to them falling down the shaft, and 10 people were seriously injured. Out of those 16 lives, 12 of them were lost immediately after the fall, 2
Oh,
while being
damn.
transferred to hospital, and 2 while receiving medical treatment in the hospital. To say that this was devastating is an understatement, because this accident occurred only 6 months after the Sewol ferry tragedy, which cost hundreds of lives of
Huh?
other people. And you can only imagine how shocked the Korean nation was when another accident happened. Who is to blame? Immediately after the tragic incident occurred, everybody wanted to know who's to blame.
Oh, dude, imagine the performers, the 4-minute girls, get all the hate probably on Twitter. Oh, dude.
And why this happened in the first place. Well, to understand the situation.
Kind of similar situation to that Travis Scott's concert last year, right? Was it last year? Was it 2 years ago? The Astroworld thing where the people got squeezed and stuff and died.
We need to look at it from different angles. First, the fans were not supposed to climb the shaft as it was naturally a health hazard. But as we all know, the power of crowds is a real thing, and when one fan does something, more are to follow. That's how 26 people ended up standing on the shaft. But this is exactly the reason why there are many members of security present at concerts.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
Every performer and organizer knows that fans can do
Should have been
crazy
secured
things
before.
just to get closer to their favorite idols or see them better. Well, as it turns out, in this case, the security was really lacking. When the witnesses from the incident spoke to the media, they shared that there were no security guards present and that there was also no fencing or warning
Hold up,
signs
did
that
he
would
say
let people know
no security?
that there were no security guards present and that there was also no fencing or warning signs that would let people know that they cannot get up on the grate covering the vent. An eyewitness who was near
Yeah,
the
no
shaft
wonder
when it happened shared,
that it
many
happened.
people on the vent gratings were chanting and dancing to the music. I was worried about their safety, but there were no security guards.
How do you make an
around.
event
However,
with no security?
There were some statements from the organizers who claimed that there were
How?
guards who warned people. One netizen wrote, "This is tragic, but I really feel sorry for the ushers/staff that apparently tried to stop people from doing that." But this is contradictory to the statement of the eyewitnesses. Yonhap News investigated the incident a bit more, and when it happened, they shared, "If it turns out that safety regulations were ignored, we would bring criminal charges against them." Apparently, the reason why the fans of 4 Minute ended up going up the vent wasn't only because they wanted a better view. The thing is that the organizers of the concert provided fans with only 400 places to
Oh
sit
my,
on, and
dude, they're getting sued. They're gonna get sued.
the rest 300 people had to either squeeze together or somehow find a
400 places and 300 people had to. Oh my god.
place to stand at. And so they found the grate covering the ventilation shaft, which in fact led to an underground garage. After the tragic incident, the organizers of the concert were obviously questioned not only by the media reporters, but also by the police. The whole country tried to find out what truly happened that day at 5 p.m. while 4 Minute were performing. But as the safety regulations were broken and people suffered to the point of losing their lives, the organizers didn't know how to react. The government official who was in charge of the safety regulations of the event ended up jumping from a 10-story building, which obviously resulted in him passing away.
What? Dude, this is getting even deeper. What?
Suffered to the point of losing their lives, the organizers didn't know how to react. The government official who was in charge of the safety regulations of the event ended up jumping from a 10-story building, which obviously resulted in him passing away.
Bro, my guy Sudoku. Oh, damn. I mean, I didn't think it's gonna get this bad. I thought they're gonna get sued. I didn't think he's gonna actually, like, you know.
He left a goodbye note to his family and to the public in which he wrote, "I am sorry for the victims. Please take good care of my children." This tragic incident once again underlined and highlighted South Korea's bad safety regulations, and it put pressure on the government to finally treat people's lives with respect and pay more attention to safety. Not only that, but many people found the situation hauntingly similar to the Sewol ferry tragedy. In fact, the chairman of the company that owned the ferry and was responsible for safety regulations was also found unconscious at his home after the tragedy happened, so the situation was almost parallel to the 4 Minute concert accident.
What's
the
going on?
response from the public was truly heavy. The aftermath. We've talked about the number of casualties and what happened to the organizer, but what about 4 Minute? Obviously, the members of the group felt extremely guilty for what happened, and especially for the fact that they were unaware that this tragic accident took place while they were performing. Since they wanted to show their condolences and respect for the victims, the members canceled their scheduled activities at the time and other appearances that they had planned. For example, Gaeun and Hyuna were invited to various fashion events and fashion shows as a part of Seoul Fashion Week, but they both decided not to attend and think about what happened. A culture critic, Baek Guk-nam, spoke on this incident and said, 4 Minute members are also partly victims of this tragedy. Who would have known that they would suffer such an extreme level of trauma?
Yeah, they probably got a lot of tweets and just a lot of hate in general from the fans, you know.
Fans and media need to do is pay more attention to them and give them a warm hand. Fans of the group showed their support for the members by writing comments and leaving them positive messages on their social media accounts. One netizen wrote, "Sewol
Damn, that's just like such a bad turn of events.
Because people listened. Pangyo happened because people didn't listen.
And it all took just like securing the vent or like some security.
4 Minute must
and it would have been fine
for no reason. Of course, this accident opened a heated debate among K-pop fans all over the world, not only in South Korea. Many blame the fans of 4 Minute for making the unreasonable decision of standing on the grate, but as I mentioned earlier in the video, that's why there's always security at concerts, so they can warn fans from doing something that could result in serious injuries or other problems. One user on Reddit sympathized with
I still don't understand how you do a concert without like zero security.
And wrote, I can't
How?
even begin to imagine their last moments. No one deserves to go like this, let alone 16 people. Rest in peace. The incident actually opened a long-needed conversation about safety regulations at concerts in South Korea. The Korea Times published an article regarding the situation, and the author mentions 2 other cases when South Korea witnessed incidents like this at concerts. They talk about a 1992 accident when a teenager was crushed by 60 people at the performance of New Kids on the Block. Another case they mentioned is a 1996 passing of a person who was also crushed by a crowd of 5,000 people who wanted to get front seats at an FM radio show in Daegu. But the discussion regarding the hazards continued among
This
fans
video is
as
kinda-
there were people who claimed that the government
kinda
isn't
tough to
solely to
watch.
blame for this. One user wrote, I don't think it's entirely private business and the government's fault. People in Korea also don't seem to care much about their own safety. Smoking is still ridiculously popular, people don't wear seatbelts, they leave no space
You
in
can't
crowds,
really
leaving
blame the people going onto the vent. You think it's safe, you know, like you see other people standing, you're like, okay man, I just want to see some more of the show.
a huge potential for someone to get crushed. It's hard to judge the people who suffered from this accident, but it's important to say that the South Korean government has since tried to enforce stronger safety regulations. When the incident happened, many K-pop fans pointed out that 2014 was truly a horrible year
Especially
for
if they're
K-pop, but
younger,
not
you know.
only that, it was also a tragic year for Korea in general, as many devastating events happened that changed the country's attitude forever. What do you think about the incident? Have you heard about it
Dude,
before?
that
And do you
was-
think there's someone to blame for this, or is it
That was so like tragic, just from not having security at the concert, and then the guy jumping off the building. Oh my god, could have been all solved by just some security at the concert, man. Isn't that legal? Like, do you not have to have legally like someone watching over these? Like, I'm sure you can't just make a concert for 700 people and have no security. That just makes no sense. Thank you for watching this video, and also thank you very much to all of my supporters over at Patreon. If you'd like to see these videos earlier, head on to Patreon, and if you want to see more videos, click the videos here and here for more videos from me.